Hello everybody, welcome back to 100 Days of Learning. This is the drawing challenge that I'm doing here. My plan was to go to 25 hours. I've actually stopped at 20. I'll go into that in a minute. But first, here's what I got up to this week. Okay, welcome back. So, first and foremost, what I've learned about myself this week is if my plan was to do up to 25 hours this week, then the next episode, or not this week, but this video, and then the next video will be 50 hours, 75 hours, and 100. That's not holding me accountable enough, and I'm definitely taking my foot off the pedal. Whereas if I limit it to either every 7 hours or every 10 hours, I'll see how I feel this week. So the next video will either be 27 hours or 30 hours that I've done. That is holding me more accountable and pushing me on with my learning journey. Yeah, it's really easy to fall off the bandwagon, you know, if where I said I was going is taking too long. Also, I'm really, really proud of what I did this week. I can't believe what I came up with. Now, not everything's a win. Okay, that can't happen. I'm only human. Definitely lots of learning. But yeah, oh my God, I'll tell you my favorite one in a minute because I'm just like, I can't believe I did that. But let's just, this week, I think I'll just go in order. So the first one I did was the lovebirds. I did that immediately after I finished editing the last video. And what a great start to the week. So this was on Not Art for Kids, Advanced Art Hub. I think that's what it's called. And my plan was to go through every video that he has there because there's not that many. But what I quickly figured out was I'm a big scaredy, which I knew. That you didn't have to say. But he's got this amazing, and it really is fabulous. Go and have a look at it. It's a skeleton and a cloak, sort of Dementor's outfit. And for me to spend time on this and create it myself, I get freaked out. Okay, I am a big scaredy cat. I'm playing a game at the minute on my other channel, which is Prickly Productions. And I'm playing a new game called Graveyard Keeper, and I'm loving it. But I know there's zombies and things that are going to come up in this, and I'm terrified. I'm so terrified. I've got to a stage of like, I don't know if I want to progress further in this because I'm going to be so scared. But hopefully, hopefully the humor in it is going to keep me going. In my art challenge, I've decided, let's not do the things that I don't feel comfortable with and stick to the ones that I'm going to find joy with, so I keep going. So the lovebirds was a great one to start with. I love the beaks, I love their eyes, I love their vibrancy of colours. I know it's a weird thing, but I love the branch they're sitting on. I can't believe how cool that looks. And in actual fact, there's a mistake in there, which I'll let you into. And I've borrowed my youngest daughter's pens. So my old pens, sitting down here, everything's within reach, right? So that's those ones, okay? And as you can see with some of my drawings, they're running out, but I'm determined, right? My environmentalism is getting the better of me, right? I'm determined to use up all my resources. And the same with my knitting and crocheting. My daughter bought for herself, they are, I think the first part is part of the name Ohuhu ones. Alcohol markers, they work a lot better. They're more expensive for good reason. But clearly I have to get used to them because one of them, it looks like there's a shadow in there and I'm perfectly happy for it to look that way. And the blending's not quite right. So I need to be faster at my colouring so I get the shading the way I want it to if I'm using. As you know, like all the colours have got their own numbers on them. So that's BR1. And I thought, I'm pretty certain, I thought the darker, or the lower the number, so say it was 4, BR4, was going to be darker than BR1. And I think it worked out, whatever way I thought it worked out the other way around. And I'm like, ooh, I've got a problem with my shading when it comes to this branch. What I did was clearly I found a much darker brown. And that has helped me a lot. And it's so out of mistakes come wonderful things, okay? So you need to remember that too. Every time you make a mistake, there's going to be either something to learn or something wonderful that can come out of it. So I am really proud of that, and it was a great place to start my week. And I'm sketching more, okay? So definitely for me, love sketching. Then we go to, it's not Kingdom Hearts, Zelda. So sticking with the video games, okay, so Zelda's on Nintendo, and I used to play that in my younger days, and it was, I think it's like a box or a locket or something like that. My perfectionism definitely took the better of me here. I have, hang on, let me count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages of hearts here. And eventually I'm just like, will you just do the thing? It doesn't matter. I don't like it. I really don't. I like some of the 3D effects on it. I don't know if it's the shading. I don't think it is the shading. I think it's I'm too rigid. When I draw a heart, can you see that? When I draw a heart, I kind of like go, like I bring it in narrow at the bottom rather than it being like a straight V. And I just don't like it at all. And I know it's my art. It's not the fault of Nintendo. It's not the fault of Mr. Hobbs. It's me. Okay. So I just had to say, okay, walk away. Just walk away. Get it done and then walk away. So I left my art for 1, 2, I'm going to say about 3 days before I came back to it. And it was definitely doing this YouTube channel. I'm like, no. I don't care if loads of people are watching. I don't care if nobody's watching. And that brought me back, okay? So then we now start ramping up, okay? We've got the rose, and I did 2 different roses because I really wasn't happy with the first one. I shaded in, when I got to the shading, when I got to the colours, I shaded in the wrong petal, and it was really bugging me. Like, looking at it now, it's fine. It's fine. Like, I wouldn't know. I think it's really good. Hello, future me here. Something went wrong with my editing there, and we didn't finish the sentence, and I couldn't make it work right. What I was trying to say was, on my first rose, there's nothing really wrong with it. But my second rose, I was so amazed. I couldn't believe, well, I still can't believe what I done. I look at that and go, that's not mine. That's clearly my daughter's, or one of my daughters. It's not mine. I'm so proud of myself. I might actually need to go and buy some roses, except for me, it's coming up to February, and roses are going to be really, really expensive at this time of year. So I'll leave it till, October or something like that, and go and buy myself some roses, I think. Anyway, back to past me, and hopefully I'll get this editing finished and on YouTube as quickly as possible. And what I had to do with that rose is I had to leave it. Okay, so I'd finished it, and I walked away and I left it for the night. And it was only when I came back downstairs the next day, I'm just like, oh my God, I did that. And I left it open at the page. It's the leaves on it. I can't believe the leaves. I can't believe I did so. The stem as well, I used too dark a green on the little sort of thorns. But they seem to work afterwards. I managed to fix it and make them work. The petals, I'm still kind of not sure. But I think if I was more into roses, I'd probably... Oops, hit my microphone. I'd probably like it even more than what I do. But I'm very, very, very happy with what I did. So I like the leaves, I like the shading, I like how my confidence is growing, I like how it's sketching and I can rub things out. So yeah, it was definitely a massive win for me after the locket or box, whatever it is, trinket from Zelda. But then we get into my 3 favourites for the week. And I drew them all on the one night, and then I came back the next day when it was brighter and shaded them in. So we've got the bald eagle. I love his feathers. His eye calls out to me every time. I can't believe I drew this. I can't believe, oh my God. The beak, everything. My eldest daughter loves the beak best. My youngest daughter loves the feathers best. And my son is just like, yeah, good work, Mum. Cheers, mate. Could have been anything I drew there. I'm going to swiftly go on to the realistic parrot. So these are all from the same tutorials on Advanced. I'm sure it's Advanced Art Hub. Again, links are all below. The parrot, I wasn't sure on, especially when you can see it the night before. It was kind of like, oh, okay, it's very basic. When I go back to this now, I can almost feel the textures and the feathers, and it, like in my mind, it's so soft and fluffy. It's like, oh my goodness me. The beak looks really shiny. Um, the zebra work on his face, I'm not as keen on, but maybe I need to study parrots more and realize, no, that's what a parrot looks like. Apart from that, I absolutely adore him. I think he'd make a great stuffy. No, even if it's not real. But my favorite, my absolute, this is it. This is something along the lines of what I drew back in third year with that economics teacher. Except I only drew the face. I didn't draw the rest of the body, and that's the witch. There is nothing that I don't like about this. The broom, the night that I finished the colouring, I'm just like, oh, that's a wee shame. I think I've messed that one up. I was going to say something else there. And again, I came back next day, in actual fact, I love the broom. I think it's amazing. I love the shading. I love her body shape. I love the reflections on her clothing at certain parts. The purple on the hat was majorly running out. You can't really see that from here. The whole outfit was meant to be in that lighter sort of, I don't know, is that mauve? I would call it mauve, I think. Purple. But it was running out. So I've gone to the dark purple, but that was way darker than what I thought. But bringing it to life with, I think there was black pencil. Yeah, black pencil. White pencil. Yeah, that was it. The shoes I didn't love when I drew them. I love them now, or the boots. I was going to make her stockings stripy. I kind of wish I had made them stripy, but I didn't. Oh, there you go. There's a fault. She should have stripy stockings on. Okay. Her hands, I didn't like when I drew them. I was kind of nervous about them. I think I can do better with the hands. And then the brown that I used, like I did the hands before I did the face, thankfully. And I'm like, wow, that's way darker than what I thought. Didn't test it. What a dummy. So she's got her awesome racing gloves on, is what I think. And it works. If I imagine that as racing gloves, she's all good to go in her Nimbus 2000. Her fringe almost looks like a shadow or bangs, whatever you want. I can't believe I did that. I genuinely can't. I feel like somebody else drew that, not me. And I am so proud. If that was my last piece of work on this project, I would be over the moon happy. If you told me that's where it was heading to, I'd be like, oh my God. So that is on our 19 out of 100. Where's this going? What am I going to end up doing? I have no idea. So now I'm really, what do you call it? Filled with enthusiasm and determination. Good grief, as if I didn't have enough determination before. The next day I drew the realistic cat, and it was a kind of a love-hate one with this. My black marker ran out because he's all black. I then discovered at the end of it was meant to be grey anyway, not black, although it looked black to me on the screen. I was like, oh, I made him black. I used Sharpie on it, so I'm pretty certain it was high in the fumes as well. Not really, but it felt that way. I love his eyes. I think it's a female. I think they just draw me in. I like the fur as well. My youngest daughter can't believe the fur. I love the whiskers and the eye. Would there be eyebrows? Wouldn't they? There wouldn't be eyelashes. I love the nose. I hated the nose drawing it. I love the nose now. The ears, I think, need something. Do you know what? I think it needs a wee bit more 3D-ness, just a wee smidgen. But it's the eyes. The eyes do it for me. I cannot. So yeah, I'm very, very proud of it. So that's me at 19.5 hours. And then I got new pencils that came in. I was like, do you know what? I'm enjoying this so much, but I'm struggling to work on my blending. So these pencils here. So they just came through yesterday. You see them? How cool do they look? And that they are Faber-Castell. I think no, it would be Faber-Castell, right? It looks lovely on the inside. And you know what it's like when you get something new, you're like, I have to try this out. I remember getting a Dyson for, technically it was our wedding. We got gift vouchers for our wedding for John Lewis. And I'm just like, I know what I want with this. And it's so unromantic. my then husband was like, what? And I was like, I want a Dyson. And he's like, okay, let's go and get a Dyson. Holy smokes, our flat had not ever looked that clean. It never, our homes will never look that clean again. We vacuumed every night. Because this was back we got married in 2000, I'm going to say 2, 3, 4, 2. Pick one of those numbers. We got married round about then, right? It wasn't 2001 because that's when my nana died. I know that. So to test this out, I did the koi fish. Now, this was just very quick. I'm just testing the pencils to see if I like them or not. It's all done in pencils. It's not done in marker at all. You can see my eldest daughter has drawn a little fish beside it, and she's like, no, the eyes need to stand out in a fish, Mum. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, how would I make that work? So she was showing me how to do that, and then turned it into a really cute fish. So I'm fine with the koi fish. I'm not a big fan of them. I haven't studied them. There's a betta fish there that I would like to go back to, so I'll probably do that next week. And then there's a couple of drawings without any colour in them. I think one's a wolf and the other's an owl, so I'm excited about those. And then I'm ready to leave Art Hub and move on to somebody else. And I'm like, there's a sadness because I can't believe I've done this, but I do need to move on. I do need to expand. I need to keep going and seeing. So I've got, 3 more pictures that I'll do of his, unless he comes up with anything in the next week. I know there's a lot that I've not touched there that would suit me, but that's not the point of this. I can do them for fun. I can do them in the background, but it's not about learning. That's about, what's the word? Oh, I can't remember, but it's, like you're embedding the knowledge in your head and you're practicing, basically. It begins with a C. It's like conserving, but it's not that. No, it's not coming to me. Pop it down in the comments if you remember. So the koi fish, I wasn't trying my best at. It was very, very fast. As you can see, it took me like half an hour or something like that. 20 minutes, yeah. 28 minutes. I'm happy for what it is. I would change the tail so it dipped in the middle. I would probably use a pen. Do you know what, actual fact, do you know what, looking at it, the biggest issues, I love the 3D-ness. I can almost feel how, I'm going to use the word slimy. I know that's not quite the right word with fish, but that's what's coming to me. It's that slimy effect. It's the hard pencil edges around the orange shapes. It shouldn't be a hard pencil edge. I should have blended that more or scuffed it more like I've done with the blues. Yeah, I think that's the biggest problem apart from the eyes. So next week, I need someone new. Okay, so if you've got a new teacher for me, then that'd be grand. Otherwise, I'm off on a journey. Try and make eyes 3D. Think about, and he did encourage the learners, the people watching the video, to go and look at actual koi fish. And maybe if I'd done that, I would have bulged his eyes out. But like I said, I was just doing this very, very fast, and it took me up to the 20-hour mark, so that was just perfect. I've ordered a few new sketch pads as well, because I'm going to run out very soon. Proportions I'm still working on. Shading, I want to understand more so that when I go into my own creativity, I understand how the shading works. I need to know more about that. And like on the witch's dress, where do the creases go? Some of which I knew, because I know a little bit about fabric and sewing, and where things crease naturally, so about the elbows, and you're getting that, everything's coming to the point, everything's coming in to that angle, as you can see. right? But other things I wouldn't think to put a reflection on her back and that type of thing. So I need to understand more about that. And that's not something I want to learn in one lesson or think I should learn in one lesson, but maybe grow it is really what I'm saying. And keep working on proportions, because I'm still, let's call it dodgy on that. So still lots to learn. A heck of a lot to be enthusiastic about. I'm really, really proud. I'm so glad I got to share this with you. Now I've got to do the hard work of editing it. That is actually the hardest thing I've got to do. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to start the next 7 to 10 hours. We'll find out next week what it's going to be. Yeah, seriously, go and start. Go and start. Film yourself. It's worth it. It's worth it to feel that pride in yourself. It's worth it to see what you're capable of. It doesn't need to be art. It could be singing. It could be languages. It could be economics. And if you struggle with that, let me know. I can help you there. Yeah, go and start something new. Go and get a hobby. Go and learn something, because the ripple effects on the rest of your life, there's an underlying joy. And I think this has been part of 2025. I feel like my world is lighter. And I don't mean in terms of sunlight quality or lightness within my home. I just feel lighter. And I haven't been working out. Trust me, I need to work out. I haven't. It changes your underlying persona. So you're that bit more positive. You're that bit ready to, I love a challenge anyway, but it's approached with more, well, why not? Let's see. If you think back to that Honda advert years ago, what if? Okay. And you're able to take on mistakes. I guess that's really it. Okay. You do things without worrying about mistakes. And I know we've all been taught, and even in work, we get told off for our mistakes and things like that. The reason big businesses, etc., or successful businesses, whatever size, do so well, or inventors, or science research, is through the what if. It's through the, okay, that didn't work, let's try again, the perseverance. But perseverance not with fear or not with hitting yourself over your head or back with a stick or branches or whatever. It's more like, okay, cool, we learned something there. That didn't work. Let's try tweaking it. Let's try something completely different. I've known all this for years, but this has taken it to a whole other level. And I think while I can move countries and move house, just like that, I don't care, right? It doesn't bother me. Something like this is much more intimate and much more personal. And I think says a lot more about you in facing your fears, if you like, head on. Although not too many, not the spiders and not the skeletons. Still staying happy. Anyway, please go and start your own journey, because it's so worth it. I can't describe how much. So I'm going to do the hard work. I'm going to go and edit it, pop it on YouTube, and get started on my next week's work. Can't speak anymore. All right, see you next time. Have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye now.